Well, no one's responded yet, so I'll just tell you what this is all about. I think it was NFT All Talents who impressed me over the weekend by sending me. He actually sent me physically from his collection a bunch of very nice artworks from the Tez chain. And why he did that was just to get some attention on the artist that he was representing. So nothing in it for him. I mean, I did go and collect stuff from those artists, additional to what had been sent, and by way of thanks, I went to NFT All Talents and picked up a few of his pieces as well. And I just thought how nice it is when people do something selfless for others. I thought, why not encourage it and see who pops up? Now I get an immediate and very busy response when I ask people to drop their own work. Let's see what happens when I ask you to post something of someone else's. It has happened in these streams before, so I live in hopes. Let's see who's coming in on the notification side. Oh, they're liking the post. Good. Here's my friend's artwork. First one up. Thank you. Artiga, your friend, The Sense Unseen for 12 Tez. D-Duck is someone I don't actually know. So this is exactly what we want to see. The other thing is, I've got a fairly familiar crowd of people following me now. It's nice to look at these one of ones for five Tezos. This is a real easy pickup. That's a very nice one as well. Even though it says depressing, it's a very striking piece of art. So this is the other great thing, is that I'll be enlarging my knowledge of artists because we'll pick up things from people I've never heard of before. So get in there and tell me about the people who are in your friend circle, the people who you really admire or you try to emulate, who might not be getting quite such a lot of traction and visibility on the platform. So thank you, Artiga, and thank you, Dirga. Let's go back to the actual paid forward thing, and yes, we're starting to get some things coming in under here. I've stopped. I have still got some things available on the exchange platform, but I'm stopping minting and listing. For me, the best bit of the art clique or little niche on X, the bit that has the biggest emotional payback for me is when you share your art, you're sort of excited by something, you have a wow moment, you share it, you get some immediate feedback. Yes, this is great. You don't tend to get people saying this is a pile of poo. So that's the big payoff emotionally. Now, what spoils that is if I then go and say mint it and list it and say, okay, now how about buying it? And suddenly there's a giant step backwards. So I don't want to go through that disappointment. So I think I'll just carry on trying to develop, and I'm sort of moving into areas that aren't particularly appropriate in any case for NFTs. Music videos, especially if you make a full-length music video, no one's going to buy an NFT to watch that play. So there are other places to share. I can share them in X, but there's also YouTube Shorts, Rumble, and so on. So I'll probably carry on especially following the AI thread and becoming more of an audiovisual creative than what you would term an NFT artist, because I don't see me minting many more NFTs. I've got a big oversupply as it is. Enough about me. Let's have a look at AKA Foley and Christian D 1405. A nice, what looks like generative art with a poem attached, and it's a collaboration, and it's only 6 Tez. That is a real easy pickup too. So I will, when I think that I'm going to run out, I'm not going to run out very quickly. When I think I'm going to run out of funds, I'll close the responses to this stream, just so that I don't leave too many people disappointed. Stairs by M. Urbas. I think you've all got the idea now, and you're linking in your friends. I don't mind if you do it mutually, if one recommends the other and then they flip it around and the second nominates the first. That's just playing the game according to the rules. But this is a great stadium picture. I wonder where this is from. Man walking on stairs with a yellow. It's Ankara in Turkey. Can anyone tell me why there are so many great Turkish photographers? They seem to fill my timeline. It's amazing. Inner Revolution from Foxy Lady. Now, is this work itself from Foxy Lady? I think it might be. Yeah, it's Foxy Lady's own work. That's not the purpose of this drop, but thanks for bringing this to my attention. It is a very reasonably priced, nice sol piece. There's Artiga that we already got. We didn't actually get this one, but we got another one by D-Duck. Correlation, Faese. I think this is Faese's own work. So I'm just going to scroll on past this. Paria, likewise. Fade by Topatiers. Okay, you got the message, and this is the first of the sol editions. This is a nice bit of photo bashing, very atmospheric. And I think we're going to need to get into the Sol wallet. What are all of these weird things that are appearing in Sol wallets? I don't know whether you can see this little pop-up, but I've got Andy, which I did buy, and Temple also. But I've got Popcat, Bodega Cat, Shroom, Lushcoin, loads of things that I didn't actually buy, but seem to have been airdropped or sent over to me. So this is Sofantopati. Now I think this is one of your that's Ophelia Karina telling me about Sofantopati, who I think I've collected from before, but not this one. Let's go for it. Let's break that blank and bring it down to 9 editions remaining. Why did I do that? This is just a little sideline. I've been tracking coins, and this is a list of coins that Paddy Stash has recommended in the past, and you can see that some of them are doing rather well. Let me just put this back in the main. Okay, so just looking at the coins, there's some of them. One of them's got 344% up since I got it. I'm just doing modest little bets on this, $100 a time. But some of them are doing pretty well. Look, you can see overall it's 37% up across the whole portfolio. Let's just take a look at Bitcoin Profit. Bitcoin Profit, there were 10 that he recommended back in January. You can see reserve rights is up 200%, ADS is up 200%. So altogether, that's up 30%. So that's not bad. And then under my own Steam, I've got a top 50 non-stable coins, which I'm doing on MEXC. You can see some of these at the top are doing pretty well. This one dipped below. It was in the red for a long time. It just broke even, but I dollar cost averaged in, and I think this is set to fly, especially with the halving coming up. So anyone who's interested at all in futures trading on MEXC or in setting up a portfolio in CoinGecko, drop me a DM. I'll be happy to do it. I don't put it on the main feed generally because I don't want to keep saying not financial advice. So that was Ophelia. Omid looks like he's recommending his own work. So let's scroll past that. Denise has got the idea, and she's telling me about Alex. Let's follow Alex to start with. Interesting thing about following. I realized that I was chasing people who had no interest in me. So I've stopped doing that. Instead, I'm kind of reciprocating and following people who interact with me. I'm not following back automatically as I used to everyone who follows me, but everyone who interacts with me is highly likely to get a follow if I see them popping up over and over again in the feed. So that's the way to get my attention. Interact. Wow, look at this. Look at this great statue at 120. Thank you very much, Denise. I can see that Alex has followed your route in some of the AI styles, but I like these abstracts as well. These abstracts are very interesting, and that statue is fantastic. My own view of art, 19. Okay, the pencil sketch is great, but do you know what? I'm going to go for one of these abstracts. If it is indeed a primary, and it is, you can tell by the blue stripe, it's a primary. So let's get back into the Tez wallet and pick up one of these. Thanks very much, Denise, for selflessly putting someone else in the frame. Awareness of your souls. Now I'm aware, even though I spelt it out in the preamble, in the warning text, I'm aware that you might not have read the text, you might just see a stream and drop things directly under. But just for latecomers, what this is about is pointing towards some of your friends and putting other people in the frame. AKA Foley is telling me about Chris Land, who I forced to wait a second. That said, I thought you said you were forced to work with her. I was honored to work with her. She's an even better person and friend. That's very kind of you, AKA Foley. Let me see what Chris Land has got in terms of, let's go to ETHCO, because that will link it all. Twitter, exchange art, object. Let's by default go to object. I love it. Look at that. That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, without further ado, we'll get one of these bunnies, and that's even before I look at the rest of the collection. That is so good. Looks like mixed media. Yes, AI plus digital art and photo manipulation. What a great find. So thank you, AKA Foley, for bringing Chris Land to my attention. Garota de Praia and A Glimpse of Home. Why? What do they think? What do they think I'm buying? Just going to cancel out of that. I wonder whether that was for the rabbit. We'll see. At 0.01, at 1 cent, doesn't matter too much if I end up picking up 2 of them. Can you see this mushroom eater? It's got a vague face in the background. That's very effective. What are we going to go for? This is what's called being spoiled for choice. Okay, I'm going to get this, another mixed media piece. So welcome to the family, Chris Land. Nice to encounter you. I've been waiting all weekend for a chance to do a little buy stream. I prepped the wallets and just haven't had a chance until I find myself on my own. There's still a possibility I have to close it down or at least do a pause because the doorbell rings or my daughter comes home or whatever. 0.05 of a sol. That's Aqueous from Grow the Rev. Thank you, Aqueous. This looks like a sol piece I can get behind. The problem with sol is it empties the wallet very quickly. You don't realize when you're doing 0.2, 0.25 of a sol, you're ripping through, 6 or 7 of those. You spent a couple of $100 or $300. 2 of these are sold at 0.05 sol, although they're called free. Let's get a load of that. Another very nice photograph. I wonder if you had to hold a dead butterfly to your chest to get this shot. I won't hold it against you. Worse things have been done in the name of art. Aria, your first AI piece. Aria, I'm going to come back to you because I know this is yours and I know that it's been overlooked in past streams. So I'm just going to pin that. I'm actually even going to bookmark that so I'll make sure I get back to it. But this is about highlighting other people. Giovanni Cingolani is pointing to something by Agnese Donato. Excellent. Now, Agnese, if you don't know, has dedicated most of her Web3 presence to promoting the photographs, the photography taken by her, her mother-in-law, Agnese Donato, in the 70s, despite the fact that I don't generally go for not safe for work stuff. NSFW in my case means not safe for wife, but I'm going to grab this anyway, just because Agnese is an old friend, Giovanni's a new friend, and I'm feeling in that kind of expansive mood. Peachbreaker is pointing to Ridnheim. Now, both Peachbreaker and Ridnheim are people that I've collected from in the past. Very happy to carry on doing so in the future. 23 is a little bit on the steep side, a little bit above the boundaries, $30, but do you know what? If I did a 0.15 sol, I think I'd be spending $30 anyway, so let's go for this because it's a very nice, tranquil piece. You could imagine a very soothing harp melody being put to this. Actually, this might be a suitable picture to stick into Runway ML and just get some motion around the water. Might try that sometime. I don't know if you've noticed, we're rather spoiled for choice at the moment in terms of AI tools. I'm trying to keep on top of it, but really there's so many coming out. I've tried about 4 or 5 new AI bits of software in the last week, and it's only getting better, and it's only getting more effective in just democratizing the creation process so that your concept, your artistic vision can come out. I've been putting a few little songs you'll have seen. They're not entirely AI derived. A lot of them are old poems or songs that I pulled out from my childhood or from when I was writing on Medium. And then you create a song with using those lyrics with Suno AI, and then you can put a video behind them with Noisy or something similar, or sometimes you can just overdub the voice onto a nice picture of a person using Runway ML's audio gen. There's lots of different ways to get a great audiovisual creation now. Again, anyone who wants to know more about the techniques, they're pretty widely known, but drop me a DM and I'll go for it. Okay, so we got that. Push Me, Melly Push Me might be pushing her own work. It's possible. Yeah, I think that's true. So Melly, very nice piece. I'm surprised I haven't got one. I thought I had one pretty much like this, but I will come back to that. Happy Collecting, Disregard, Mossio. Again, people who missed the announcement thing will wonder, why am I just scrolling past them? In this case, it's because it's 0.4 sol, but Mossio, this is a place to drop a link to someone else. I know this is Ardavan's own work, so we're scrolling past that. Great to watch it. Yeah, do you know what? I love broadcasting. I like doing the artist interviews, and I've liked some of the kind of free-for-all video version of Spaces I've done in the past, but these are always the ones that get the best reception. These are the ones that have people interested. Look, Pay It Forward, Go Time, 746 viewers. That's more than I ever get for interviews or any other kind of thing. Wait a second. Omid, that's Omid's. So where were we? We were getting down to something where someone will be representing someone else's work. Mosio is now pointing to Sagifal, Rumination. Again, two people I've collected from before, and I'm happy to continue collecting from. Let's see what this is. 0.2 of a sol. A little bit punchy. $36. Why not? Look at this. This looks like an anchovy attack. I wonder what the story is behind this work. Oh, the labyrinth of my mind. Dead fishes, flowers, and human. So this is photo bashing from actual photography. Really interesting. It looks like there's a whole story behind it. 4 of 5 remaining. Well, now there's only 3. There's one of those was mine. Thank you, Mosio, for the introduction, and thank you, Saji, for the art. A gift. Oh yeah, Morteza sent you a gift. That was kind of them. Let's see what Morteza's got in that case. Morteza, pixel artist, photographer. I don't really see how to get to your artworks. Exchange art object. Here we go. Now, normally on these buy streams, I like people just to put the link directly to the thing they want me to buy. But since you're referencing someone else, you might not know. So it's quite fine to just give me the person's name or a link to their collection. I do love 3D animations. You'll have seen I've collected on Nifty Gateway. I've collected this, and Foundation. I've collected this lot of stuff from Kicks. I always prefer to buy from Primary if I can, but I don't see a lot of that available for Morteza. Maybe you're just so popular that it sells out immediately. So let's just go on the basis of the look of the thing. Which one do I like best? Okay, I'll pick this up. Sorry you won't get much benefit from that, Morteza, but it is what it is. I need to keep moving on, because at any moment that bell could ring and I'll have to close it all down. In fact, let's look at how I think that we've got plenty left in the Tez wallet, so I'm not going to close it down for a little while. Let's go back to the profile and scroll down. How many responses? 300 responses. Wow. Here's my work. I also want to point you out to Sahin SFV. Well, I didn't say there's any ban on naming more than one person, so thank you very much. Again, 0.05 sol. That's a real acceptable price point. This is down in Tez territory. I was mentioning how in following terms, I'm trying to stay in my lane. You know, let's interact with the people the universe sends my way, the people who actually want to interact with me. So I'm staying below that magic 2,500 following number by cutting out people who aren't following me, and people who haven't posted for months or whose name I don't recognize. And I'm just adding in people who do interact with me on a regular basis, who look like new old friends when I see them pop up in the timeline. Maynard I can fix that. Maynard, I've got one of these, you know, or one very similar to it, and I think this may be your own work. Yeah, that's Maynard's art. So moving on, this is my collab with Leon Montana. Do you know what? I think I got one of these. I think if we click through, you'll find that I'm one of those. So I'm just going to scroll past that. Giovanni, shilling a friend. Thank you, Morale. That's exactly what's intended. This looks like graffiti art in miniature. It's like what graffiti would look like if you shrink it down to an A4 size. Custom Horror and Scott X. We could bomb a country together. Yeah. Okay. Political commentary, why not? I don't tend to do it in my feed because it would turn off as many people as it pleased, whichever side of the fence you come down from. Nobody needs to know my political views in order to sell me things. 0.18 of an ETH. Mariam is shilling for Solly art. Well, that's exactly what we were looking for. So let's go over. I do, of course, know both of these artists. My Emotional Girls, 9 of 10. Okay, Solly. Actually, I think it's been a while since I picked something up from Solly, so I'm very pleased to have the chance to get this. Pack-On 76 Studio. Dreamermind, you're on the ball now. We're going into your recommendation. Going to find out about Pack-On 76 Studio, who I've never come across before. 3 sol, 1 sol, 1 sol. Not safe for work. 1.5, all 1 of 1s, all very nice. I wonder whether we can sort it by price, lowest price. Because I'm, yeah, 0.1 of a sol, Sleepless, 0.1, no, 1 sol. It jumps up a bit, doesn't it? So we're going to go for the limited edition, because that's the one that's inside budget. Still a great photograph, great nocturnal photograph. And welcome to the family, Pack-On 76 Studio with the Streets of Tirana edition. And Sepide is introducing me to Nilly Graphic, again on Exchange Art. Let's see what the price points are here. That's an interesting bit of surreal animation. I don't see that this is for sale though. It's a make an offer, so let's just go to Nilly's 9.7 sol. Don't see anything I can buy here really, but thank you for making the intro. Push Me we saw before. We've got one of these. Maybe her work is out of my budget. Definitely deserves some eyes. Well, let's get eyes on it, shall we? Let's open it up. Masa Ali, I already know and collect fairly regularly. Here's a nice surreal desert landscape. 0.78 sol. There's quite Sol, and particularly the Exchange, is having a bit of a moment right now. It's very popular. Sun Age, Alina, you know that I love Sun. And I'll come back and I will collect from Sun shortly. Alex is a hard-working artist. Okay, let's take a look at your Alex recommendation. 0.3 of a sol. Now I'm pushing the boundaries. I said 0.15. This is 0.3. This is 54.90. But this is a 1 of 1, isn't it? There's only one of these. 3D art, $54. That very tempting flower. Okay, buy with sol, yes. Confirm, yes. Thank you, Alex. And thank you, Alina, for putting me in his path. Boxio. Lastly, well, this sounds like there's a few more coming up. Papa Bearded. Papa Bearded is, it turns out, an OG in the space. I didn't realize it, but I have collected a few from them before. I don't like to say necessarily him, despite it saying Papa, because you never know. We deal, and very often I don't know people's, gender, nationality, anything about them. But if the art speaks enough, and if your path crosses mine, then there's every likelihood that we'll buy it, and it doesn't matter. I saw a complaint yesterday that the collectors were biased on grounds of gender and race, and I just don't see it, because the first thing you see is the art. You see a PFP that very often isn't the person's real photo. It's a long way down the track. Sometimes I've been interacting with people for ages before I realise they're in Iran and I can't send them PayPal payment for a curation or whatever. So I'm not sure it's a big problem in this particular corner of the X environment. So that was a collab. I didn't actually get the. Did I get the owl? I don't think so. One edition left of Late Night Craving. This looks like a 1950s noir photograph. This is really impressive. To the extent that I'm going to have a look. Oh, Normality is Toxic. Yes, I have seen that name before. But I'm going to have a look, just for the purposes of the people who are watching. Let's have a look at what else they have available. Quite a variety. This is the one, Night Angel. That was the one I bought before. Possibly in a delivery as well. But Late Night Cravings is a great addition to the collection. Okay, Out and About is sending something from Denise. Well, this is all very nice and circular. You know, the idea of paying it forward is casting your bread on the waters, and after a long time it comes back to you. It's not strictly tit for tat. It's not you buy from me, I'll buy from you. But you put other people in the frame, give them a leg up, and it comes back to you in some form. At a cosmic level, within the universe, doesn't matter how long it takes, it does come back to you. So that's really what this session is all about. Agnese Donato, who we just bought from, is sending me something from Giovanni. Well, that makes all the sense in the world, since Giovanni just recommended you. Dolly was my cat, a special cat. Well, that's a fine piece of fur and a very fine photograph. So thank you, Giovanni, for all your contributions, for contributing the art and the recommendations. Now, I can hear the doggy barking in the background, which might mean someone's coming to the door. We've got 394 comments on here. I think I'll certainly empty my wallet by the time I get through all of that. So let me just change who can reply, and thank you for everyone who made the cut. But only I can reply now. So now, at leisure, I can go through this. Even if I have to stop the stream, I'll come back and I'll empty my wallet on remaining Sol pieces, and which I've got less of a budget for, and anything else that's come in on the Tez side. So let's just catch up on likes for all the ones I picked up. What a great clutch! What a load of interesting art. I'm still finding. I mean, if you look at Nifty Gateway and scroll through the marketplace, let's just do that, just for the sake of it. No, let's have a look at activity. Now scroll through this feed of listings, sales, offers, etc. Now I don't know what you notice about this, but I see, if I do this for long enough, I see a certain sameness in the art that's presented there. Remember that they've stopped the independent publishers from doing anything, and they're trying to encourage the big names to come back. The Mad Dog Jones and X-Copy and people like that. They're trying to bring them. Oh, look, there's one of mine. Someone actually put my Rejuvenate up for sale for $40. But by contrast, when I'm going to object.com, I'm just seeing such a wide variety of things available, such a different sector of artists who are making that their home. And that's why it's a great place for a collector, because of the art and because of the price parameters are typically lower. I'm not so convinced. As an artist, I stopped listing there ages ago because I never felt that I could get enough return to make the art worthwhile. It was very commercial of me, I know, but I'm still a very keen collector for all the reasons I just mentioned. A.K.A. Foley, yes, thank you for the intro to Chrisland. I did not know that you wanted to share friends' work. Sorry for sharing mine, not a problem. There's time to make up for that. Here's a nice piece on exchange art. Do you know what? Stream of consciousness chit chat is so much easier than holding a conversation with someone. Because you have a conversation with yourself internally all day long anyway. You might as well just slap on a microphone and turn it into content. I think that video is going to be huge on X, and I just want to get a head start. I want it to be as easy as breathing, just for when it becomes that big thing. Let's see where we're at now. 1.4K viewers, amazing. So see, I do get something out of this. It's not all pay it forward and do things selflessly for other people. I do want to make a splash on Art Vision. Art Vision does this all the time with, you know, highlighting other artists. I mean, fine artist herself. This is secondary, but I'm guessing all involved. Open for first bid. Oh, it's getting so complex. Okay, let's put a first bid of 5. And get that rolling. That's on secondary, so it might start an avalanche, or it might end up being mine. And then the second one is this piece here, and this is primary, a primary photo-bashed AI animation. You can't argue with the price on that, can you? I hope that some collectors follow along while I'm doing this and sort of see things that are just too good to pass up, because I'm seeing so many great pieces of art shared with me here. Etes, Lisa Martin. I think Lisa, a new friend, I think you might be sharing your own piece here. Let's just check. Yeah. Next time, Lisa. Fama is an amazing artist. Wait a second. Alina, Dreamer. I think I've been down that path. Yes. And Saji, Disregard by Mosio. Here we go. Mosio recommends Saji. Saji recommends Mosio. Everyone's happy. This is the virtuous circle. Do you know what? Ethereum, 0.4 of a sol. I'm sorry, that's a bit over budget. I've gone as high as 0.3, but I don't want to empty the Solar wallet too quickly. And we're probably down to, what are we down to? Oh, still not bad. Got 136 left there. Let's close down a few tabs. Okay, Sepideh, we've seen that one, seen that. We're catching up to where we were. In Real Life Lol by Clivars. I really love 3D animation. Of all the genres I collect, this is my favorite. And to get a piece like this for 5 Tezos is just amazing. So very nice to meet you, Ice Slabber. or Islava. And thank you very much for the intro, Shanans. The people I give the hardest time to, in a way, I'm fairly, and I love 3D animation, I'm fairly blown away by some abstract art and some some other photography and the like. The thing people I give the hardest time to is AI, and that's because the only kind of creations I do are through AI. So I know what's low effort and what's high effort, and I always look in AI for what did you as a human bring to the table? Was it the creative vision? Was it the concept behind the art? Did you do a lot of post-production, or are you a complete prompt guru who can tease out the best from all of the different platforms? There's a lot of, Me Too, Mid-Journey, pretty pictures of cyber women, which were fine. And, a year ago, they'd have looked great, but there are just so many of them. And I've collected so many of them. I've even produced so many of them. So on the AI side, I'll always be looking for what are you doing that's extra, that's innovative, that you've coded yourself, that something I'm not seeing from anyone else, has got animation, is it using state-of-the-art software, etc. We've been down this route. Oh, Papa Bearded wants to share a solar shot from Bonsai Fox. Don't mind if you do. We just picked up something from Papa Bearded. Now we're going with one of Papa Bearded's recommendations, subject to price, and I see that the price is perfectly within bounds. Open supply once. Oh, it's an open supply. I haven't tried this on Exchange. Just for any collectors who are following up and anyone who's feeling flush, my one and only, my most recent drop seems to be scoring a duck so far. 10 out of 10 left, even at 1.1 of a sol. This is the picture that I've used for the profile of this stream on Rumble. Heartfelt. I have a feeling I can do more with this. I like it as a picture, but I have a feeling that I could put it into Runway ML and get little bits of the heart beating to a rhythm, and then maybe through Pika Art I could get a little thumping heart sound, so you'd see this tapestry heart actually beating in time with the heartbeat. I think that would be a real interesting extra bit to do. But these things, I don't hate them even as they are, but they haven't caught anyone's attention yet. So we got the solar art. We jumped over to do a little self-shelling, and now we're carrying on going. Alina is doing a great job of highlighting other people. Thank you very much, Alina. 2 editions remain at 0.2 sol. Turquoise Tranquility. Looks like a great caving shot. I would never go caving. The claustrophobia of going down a narrow tunnel, and especially if water's involved, that just ticks all of my triggers. So you're not going to get me down there, but I'm happy to buy photographs from your caving expeditions. We've seen this one, and yes, it was out of budget. Pack-on, we've been, although I do like that barge picture. That's a container ship. Muna Luna. Muna Luna, I've picked up a few of these mixed media pieces where she's taken what was already a very good photograph and sort of added a little neon ziz to it. 0.8 of a sol is going to be out of budget. That would pretty much spend me up. And sun, do you know what? We passed this by before. We can't. No one puts baby sun in the corner. We're going to dive in and pick this up. Sun is one of those perennials, always on the timeline, always with great new work. Now, which one was the one we just saw? Never mind. Free Reign. This is the one. Distractions. Price 0.3. I have a feeling this might be a 1 of 1. This is very reasonable for a 1 of 1 on Sol. So thank you very much for showing me this. And welcome back, Sunage. Yes, we've seen Alex and his hard work. This new piece by Cassie McGann. This is great. Elfia's Fox Socks. Elfia's Fox Socks. Still trying to decode that. But yes, Cassie is a very active participant on all of my threads, and I see her recommending other people. So I'm very happy to go in and collect something from Cassie too. So I fear we may be running out of time, and I might have to go and do some real life work. Back in London tomorrow and Thursday, so I won't be too active. But I will, after I close the stream, I'll come right back here. Leslie Spurlock. Leslie is one of the great collectors as well as photographers in this space, and she's really got a fabulous network. Neon Haze is actually someone I was aware of and have bought from before, but very happy to have this pointer to this specific edition. This looks like the perpetual struggle between light and darkness. You know, the angels of one versus the angel of the other, fighting it out in our brain. And there's only one piece left of this, so I just got here in time. Now Neo Haze can put out a post about selling out. All thanks to his friend Leslie jumping in on the thread. Now, I'll also be interested in hearing, because I haven't done any kind of checks, in hearing maybe under my next post. Now, how are we going to do it? If I've locked responses, you can't tell me anything. Oh, well, I will be interested in hearing however you manage to do it, maybe via DM, whether this format works, because this is very easy for me to set up quickly, and it's going out simultaneously on Rumble, on Twitch, on YouTube. So I'm getting multiple bangs for the buck using Rumble Studio. But let me know if the sound quality isn't good, if I need to up my game in terms of tech support, and whether you were able to follow along with what I'm saying. Denny's Minichi. Let's see if the tagging works. Okay, that was out and about. Out and about, telling John East about a piece. Out and about, of course, one of my favourite photographers. Appeared in my final drop on Nifty Gateway, which finished last couple of weeks. As I say, it was a shame that they closed down the independent publishers program, but I'd kind of scaled back anyway, because the independent artists weren't getting a lot of attention, which means for artists it was barely worthwhile. For curators, it wasn't financially feasible at all. It was very rare, with the cost of minting a drop up at around $300-400 mark. It was very rare that you actually broke even on curating a drop on Nifty Gateway. I mean, I hope they invite me back for a special or to present some art, because I did enjoy. Got over 100 people onto that platform, and the only people who've got more artists onto Nifty Gateway is Nifty Gateway themselves. So I was very pleased with the outcome there. Morteza Yousefi. Now Ardavan is putting something for Morteza. Morteza, I think we bought from. I'll come back and check. But for now, look at this Mickey Mouse. Mickey Wool from Ardavan. I'll probably come back and get this just because it's ridiculously cute. Neo Hayes recommends Leslie Spurlock. Well, why not? An eye for an eye. Or good begets good. So we picked up one from Neo Hayes, recommended by Leslie, one from Leslie, recommended by Neo Hayes. Both of them things which I would have probably bought anyway if I'd come across them. But it's nice to have people cross-referencing their friends. So with that, I think that's a great spot to bring it all to an end. So thank you all for following along. I will come back and spend up the rest of what I've got in the Tez and Sol wallets with the people who got in before the cut, who are recommending someone else, but whose posts I haven't got to yet. So thank you very much, everyone, and goodbye for now.